What's up, everybody? It's your girl Drea Kay back with another episode of Let's Tell a Story. I have a very special guest here. How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored, you said earlier today
That's it.
when you first came in here. So tell the people what's your name, what you do, who you are, and all of that.
I am Tamera Green. I am a paraplegic. I have been paralyzed for 22 years. I'm a business owner of TLG Consulting Group. I'm a peer mentor, mental health first aid. It's Wheelchair, Louisiana 2020, 2021. I'm an author. I think that's it. Mother, wife, grandmother, bonus mom, all that.
Ma'am, do you read the list down every time somebody asks you that question?
No, I tell them Google me.
Just Google me. It's easier.
Just Google me.
So where did you get your start with having so many gifts and talents and everything like that? Where did you get your start? How did you come to a point where you decided to pursue one thing at a time? Like, what was the first thing that you kind of pursued in your life?
Making mistakes is what guided me to business. Working a 9 to 5 was definitely not me. So I had to make some decisions, and now I do what I want when I want.
So when you say the 9 to 5 life, because you know it's a lot of entrepreneurs out here, there's a lot of people that want to pursue after their own business. Like, what all did you have to go through in order to become an entrepreneur and a business owner?
Definitely research, spending money, unnecessary money sometimes, but definitely it's trial and error. You don't know until you got it.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Keep going.
So within your mistakes and everything like that, I know we spoke earlier about it, but what was the moment where you kind of decided to what was I going? I was trying to get into when you started talking about the car wreck.
The accident.
The accident.
18 years old, 1 year old, get to rehab, find out I'm pregnant again, having to figure out my body and my body having to figure me out. 9 to 5 was just not what was best for me. So business-wise, I had to create my own. And creating my own, this year is my 7th year in business, and like it's the completion year where I've completed everything that I need, and now I'm ready to teach and train versus being that hard worker, because I feel like I paid my dues.
So what is it about taxes that interest you? Because when we think of taxes, it's like paperwork, people, problems. What interests you about the tax business?
I learned in high school. It was one of my like elective classes. So believe it or not, it's easy. Finding the money is easy. You just gotta do what it takes to get the money and keep it. But definitely helping people to reach their financial goals is what drove me. To see people that need money be able to get it, like, it's a blessing. You have people that come in that literally about to lose everything because they've had Thanksgiving, especially Christmas. After Christmas, they depleted everything. So January coming in, they like, I need the bag. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see what we can do. And for the most part, we have a lot of credits that they have if they have children. Now, if you don't have no kids, you got to pay Uncle Sam. You either going to pay in due the year or you going to get it at the end of the year.
So that is an avenue that you found of helping people. Where did the passion come from for helping people? Was that kind of an effect of being helped yourself during your time of recovery and everything like that after your wreck? Like, where did that passion to help people come from?
Definitely watching my mom. Like, my mom was like Superwoman. Where she had me to deal with, she worked, she had the church, she had all these different things going on where she was able to help. So when you have people and God give you that spirit of discernment where he's like, they need help. So you able to have these conversations where they're able to open up and tell you about their life, which is how I added credit repair, because, you know, they get this money and they're like, I need somewhere to stay. You know, my credit is bad. So we added that. We had some needed to start a business. Well, you got the money, let's do it. So I was able to add all these different entities and bundle them, where originally I was just TLG tax service. And a lot of people think, oh, well, TLG is for your initials or your name. No, it's not. It's for teaching, learning, and growing. And consulting is just adding it all together, where you come out with this vision where it is, I need you to write it out. I need you to see what it is so that you know it's achievable.
So when you first started your business, it started off just helping people, but as you grew and as you went on into business, you kind of started adding all of these things from your experience. Where would you say now in your business, after 22 years or 7 years of taxes, where would you say that you are now in that process of like growing and evolving in your business?
Now in 7 years, I've learned my audience. I've learned who it is I need to help. Where it is originally, I was just trying to help everybody, and it wasn't receiving. Right. So now, and even if you are on platforms and you have a professional dashboard, it will show you the people that are watching you. It will show you whether they're male, female, where they are, if they're in the United States or in a different country, what the age range is. It shows you all of this, and I'm learning that my audience is teenagers.
And you started your business 7 years ago. I would say social media just kind of started, you know, to be implemented into businesses and everything like that. Was social media kind of initially a scary place to try to jump into, or like how did you adapt to the changes and everything of technology and social media then?
Well, it's always scary because you become vulnerable at some point where you see everybody else and what they're doing. So it's almost like you want to be authentic, you want to be yourself, but yet you want to be appeasing. You know, you want to be, you know, attracted to your network. And I just learned to be me. Like I just started being myself. Like I'm not afraid of taking pictures, videos. I'll show you myself getting in a car, taking my chair down. Like I'll expose my life in some areas to where it shows that if I can do it, then you can too.
I think we're leaning more so into that era of like people coming out of this mask. I feel like a lot of people on social media are just, you know, filters and this and trying to paint this perfect picture. But I think now that people have experienced social media, they're finding who they truly are outside of that.
It's going to make you see who you really are. And I tell a lot of people, I can't stand up, so I stand out. I'm going to make sure you know who I am.
Period. So within your business and everything like that, how did you begin getting clients? I know you had this idea, I want to help people, I want to use tax services. How did you get to a point where you started to get clients?
It actually came by referrals, just word of mouth. You know, when I left Jackson Hewitt, I didn't want any of their clients, like none of them. And they came found me. They was like, you left. I'm like, yeah, I left. And just the referrals and just word of mouth, that's normally how business will keep up. I mean, you can get business on Instagram, but you don't know who they are in real life.
Yeah.
They can be from Nigeria. You don't know. Trying to take your money.
Trying to scam
They
or
are.
something. So you kind of, you like it that way? Being 7 years in, you like it referral based? Like you don't feel like you need to be on social media doing this and doing that and running ads and placements and marketing and things like that?
I learned losing a lot of money. That's not where it's at.
See, everybody think that.
No, that's not where it's at. I spent a lot of money. That's not where it is.
So in building your clientele, and the more people that you're helping, the more people that you are beginning to see results from, you know, your gifts and your talents and everything like that, is there anything else that you wanted to pursue within that time frame?
Well, what I'm working on now is an actual like workbook for the youth, which will incorporate budgeting and credit. My mom ain't teach me nothing about credit. I ain't nobody till
None
I
of
had
ours
did everything, and they was like denied. I'm like, what you mean denied? So even with my kids, every Jeremy and Tyra graduated with 740s just off of one credit card. I got one at the dealership trying to get a car. He ain't got a job. I got one got credit cards coming in left and right, and I'm like, that ain't, y'all was supposed to build with that. So with that being said, my 16-year-old will be set for life because he's watched the older two and the things that they've done. I've watched what I did with them and know what I need to do different with him. So that's the goal, to get in maybe 8th grade, but definitely juniors and seniors need to know what needs to be done as far as credit. That way you waiting on your mom to buy you a car at 18. You start working at 16, build your credit up, you can get the car that you want yourself. You know your mama can't afford it.
And that's kind of like, that's breaking a system. Like, that's breaking like generational, thinking on how a car should be given to you. So your purpose, I guess, is to teach the youth, but also like creating a new system for them.
Absolutely. If they don't earn it, they won't know. Because I gave my daughter, and guess what? Didn't matter.
Ain't learned that.
Didn't matter. But now that she has to earn it, it's much harder. And guess what? I'm not helping.
Do you think the youth, these young adults and teenagers are very spoiled?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mine will say that I'm the most mean mama in the world and has had to work for absolutely nothing. Like, I felt like I wanted to give what my mom didn't give me. Like, my mama wasn't able to. And I understand that. Versus me being able, and I want to show them, hey, this is a reward. Or, hey, I feel like you should have this. And now I'm like, I messed up. I didn't make them earn nothing. I was just like, here you go. And it has made life harder for them, because now I'm like tapped out. I'm done, figured out.
It does. And I think that also kind of creates like a lot of limiting beliefs and a lot of fear to pursue something on your own. So within, your purpose of helping the youth, how do you kind of navigate through the fear, navigate through the limiting beliefs when you're working with the youth?
Yeah, it's a lot of fear. But what I want them to see is that nothing is given to us. If it's given, it's coming with some kind of instruction or something attached to it, to where it's not going to benefit us in the long run. And even with peer mentoring, where I mentor people who are disabled, I would love to have multiple businesses with just disabled people in it, to show them a different avenue, to show them what's achievable, where I've lost a couple friends that are disabled because I feel like it comes off as intimidation, because I know how I was. I was scared. I was like, I can't do that. I don't want, how I'm going to do that? Versus now I'm like, whatever I feel like doing, I achieve it, and then I'm bored. I move on to something else, and I'm like, God, what do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
I'm all over the place, but the passion of teaching now is where it is, where I learned stuff. Even with marketing, like, I started doing designs and flyers and stuff, and I'm bored, and they're like, why you don't do that for business? I'm like, no.
Because I'm going to get bored and I want to do something next week.
So if I can just teach it, then hey, I feel like mission accomplished.
And I think that is the route that is more accessible, but it's also more profitable anyway. Because there's a lot of people that don't know how to do certain things, but they're looking to, I want to say, like, the wrong resources, or people that's just withholding so much information.
They're looking for free.
Yeah, and quick and easy.
Quick, easy, and free. Like that's the route these days, and that's why we so behind, because we're looking for the free stuff. And even some of the stuff that we pay for is the stuff that we shouldn't be paying for, because it feels like it's gonna be something quick.
So, with your passion of teaching, you created a book during the pandemic. Tell us a little bit about that and that experience.
You see my glory, here's my story.
Hey.
My stepdad passed away November 8, 2019, and I went to a dark place. Like, I was having issues in my marriage, my kids were going crazy, like life was just upside down, and then they come with the coronavirus and people dying around me, and I'm like scared to leave the house. And I've always wanted to write a book, because not that I get tired of telling my story, I felt like it would be better sometime if I can just give it to somebody to read it in their own time. That way they can receive whatever message God wants from them. And I actually started from the beginning, which was my younger years, teenage years. And I spoke on, just being molested and things like that, going through depression, going through the accident, having a child that you can't really do nothing with. And I just go through, and it's 10 chapters, where the final chapter is life goes on. And as hard as that sounds sometimes,
it's the truth.
Yeah, life goes on. But it was a great, releasing, because a lot of things my mama didn't know, and I was scared, how was she gonna feel? And even my husband, I was like, oh Lord, but it wasn't for them, it was for me. So by the time it came out and was out, I was just like, a big weight that was lifted off me.
It's your boy Mike Hustle. Shout out to the Antidote. Hey man, check out my new jersey, bro. Just dropped these the other day. Good authentic feel, bro. Just like the old vintage NBA jersey, you know what I'm talking about? Everything stitched from the tags to the leathers on the jersey, bro. The detail. I got the white, I got the baby blue. I thought I had the white one on. I'm drunk. I got the baby blue on and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I got my new design right here, my baseball jersey t-shirt that's coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning this to a hoodie also, and I got my belts. Ain't nobody doing belts like this, bro. Look at that right there. Good quality belts, bro. And it's long, and put that thing out like that. Good quality. Good quality.
Yeah, it feels really good. It's thick.
Yeah.
Oh, this shit's so dope. I ain't gonna lie,
Gonna
man.
hold
You
your
got to
pants
get
up,
this.
all y'all niggas that wanna sag and shit.
Make sure I go check out foreverhustle.com.
Oh yeah, foreverhustle.com, that's the website.
Check them out. You got a store in Jackson.
Yeah,
right?
North Park Mall. Come see me.
North Park Mall.
Yeah, good quality, man. Yeah.
So, within experiencing everything that you experienced with during COVID and everything like that, do you feel like that was an opportunity for you to be met with God again? I feel like when we talked earlier, you said he humbled you before you got into your wreck. Was this another moment for you to kind of understand who you are, like an identity moment?
Oh, absolutely. Like, there's always a reassurance where, it's some days I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do anything. Some days my body is just on a whole nother page, and it's nothing I can do about it. So when I say humbling, it's my mind never stops. Like, the body may stop, but the mind, it goes and it goes. And I'm thankful that I'm humble enough to hear him before doing stuff that I regret. Yeah.
Humble enough to hear.
You better hear. You can't not listen or want to get to a greater level and you're not able to hear him. Like, that's that.
So, after completing the book, because I know it probably brought a lot of emotions and memories and everything, just putting it into, this package. Like, after you completed the book, what were your thoughts and your emotions after you finally completed it?
It was a big relief, like a big relief. I dedicated it to my stepdad, and I was in fear of what my biological dad would think. But I didn't care. You know, that his death was a reality where my mom just had to pick out a casket and a suit. You know, most men die and they don't care what's left undone or whatever the case. And like this man literally paid the house off. Like he made sure that my mama wouldn't have to struggle while grieving. And that was an eye opener to say, you know, something happens to me and my husband, we need to make sure that we're in a comfortable space. And I need to make sure that business is done correctly. That way I can live comfortable.
How are you so resilient? How did you learn how to endure?
I kept waking up. Like when God kept waking me up, I had to keep going. You know, if He didn't wake me up, then it was like it's done, it's finished. But when I wake up and I got 3 kids and a husband and now a grandbaby, you gotta keep going.
So what's next for you? I know we were talking about like all of the gifts and everything, all of the talents that you do and have. Like, what do you feel is next for you? What do you feel like God has next for you? What He wants you to do like right now?
Completing the workbook, course book. Hopefully can get it into the school system. Definitely ministry is calling me. I know.
Why?
I know.
Hello.
And not saying I'm too, you know, gangster for it, but sometimes I'll be like, you know what's in me. What you calling me to, you know? But definitely ministry and the youth. Like I'll give it all up for ministry and the youth.
What do you feel like your purpose is, other than like just helping people? Like, what do you think like God is using you for?
For people to see His glory. I mean, if He could turn me into what I am, and I'm not saying I was the worst, but I wasn't the best. And even now with things that I go through, how I'm able to get through them, and people see everything that I went through, from even with the kids and just in life, even with my husband. Like if people was to say we still be married, I'd be like,
How?
I remember telling my stepdad, I was like, I'm done. And he was like, y'all gonna put God first and be all right. And he wasn't lying. So for people to see the things that I real life go, because I'm transparent, you know, I ain't no shame, ain't no, it's me. You know, I ain't asked for it, but when He bring it to me, He gonna bring me through it. So I just gotta go through it.
How can people reach out to you and work with you and be mentored by you? Like, what is that process like?
I'm on all platforms. My business address is 8544 Scotland Avenue. I'm right by Southern University, right by the hood. I came home just for that purpose, but definitely on Facebook and Instagram as Tamera Green and Boss Lady Tam.
Well, I've enjoyed our conversation today.
It won't stop here.
It sure won't, because I got to talk to you about some things. We got to talk, okay?
I gotta get you right.
We're in shambles today. But
That's
this has been another episode of Let's Tell a Story. Make sure you all check out everything that she has going on. Make sure you sign up for any of her workshops or anything that she has going on.
Yeah. I got an I Qualify clinic coming up April 29th.
Yes.
Interested in buying a home. I got a mortgage lender and a realtor that'll be in the building.
Yes.
For anybody who wants to buy a house.
So we will definitely be supporting that. And yeah, make sure you all check us out on the Antidote Network. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us all on our social media platforms. We will see you in our next episode. Bye.